Hello, everyone. It's BG, and today I have a little surprise for you all. We have two special guests here. Introduce yourself, fellas.
What's up, guys? MJ from MJTV. Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me for the first time on your channel, Mr. BG Biscuit. And we have another guest. What's up, man?
What's good, everyone? This is Pride Wave 6853. I'm glad to be on this channel. Thank you, BG, for
He
having me.
meant to say Prided Waffles, just to say.
Pride Waifu. Get it right.
Prided Waifu.
So are you implying that you yourself, sir, are a weeb?
No, I'm not. You do not want to start this war.
Good.
You do not want to start this war.
All right. Okay. Let's get into things. Today we're going to be discussing something different for the channel. We're going to be doing a versus battle, and the contenders today are Shigaraki and the hero killer Stain. Now, firstly, let's go over their power set. Shigaraki. For him, he has the power to decay. But to do that, he has to put all 5 of his fingers on a particular thing. And once he does that, the thing will begin to decay. And it appears, no, we'll get into that part later. And now let's move on to our second contender, Stain. Stain, his power is interesting. If he's able to lick any of your blood, he's able to paralyze you. And depending on your blood type determines how long you'll stay paralyzed. So, let's get into this. Fellas?
I guess I'll start off with Stain. I want to make a quick comparison here, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. So, interesting enough, Stain is probably a fan favorite villain, obviously, right? The hero killer Stain. And it's funny because the data books actually have comparisons between characters and they give off stats. And one of the official character books, it is mentioned that Stain is faster than Eraserhead. And when you compare the stats, they're pretty much equal. If not, Stain is surpassing Eraserhead on certain attributes. However, Eraserhead also has better attributes, but that comes into intelligence, how he cooperates with his teammates, and that's obviously a big part because he's a hero. But I find it funny that Stain is actually compared to Eraserhead, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because even though Eraserhead isn't really the strongest hero in the My Hero verse, he is definitely a respected hero, and he's also respected for his abilities. He's also the teacher of Class 1A, so I wanted to bring that up and compare him to Eraserhead because Eraserhead does take part in one of the earlier fights in Season 1 against Shigaraki and his minions. But with Stain, this dude's a beast. This dude one-on-one close quarter combats, his reaction speed is equal to that of Lydius, if not far surpassing that. He also kept up with and reacted in close quarters combat against Izuku during Izuku's full cow, but bear in mind, I know some of you guys are going to bring up that was early full cow back when he just barely got finished training. Just putting that there. I know some people are probably going to bring that up, but overall, he is a beast, and in one-on-one combat, this is a death battle, I'm presuming. So, with that being said, the fact is, I think Stain is a beast, and I'm going to say it right off the top. And I'll let you guys get to it. I think Stain washes here. I think Shigaraki kind of gets cucked. That's my opinion, but I'll let you guys talk. I'll throw it over to Pride.
Well, first of all, I'm again to Stain. I'm gonna capitalize on what he's saying. Stain is a very incredibly powerful villain. I mean, he was able to battle and heavily injure Ingenium, who is a very popular and powerful pro hero without really any much difficulty when he gets him. And not only that, he left him in critical state. So that you have that there. He completely outclasses Eraserhead in speed, going by the data books. If so, even capitalize off of that to add and more support to that. He proved himself to be very, very agile and very fast because he even was able to dodge Tenya's high-speed kick with very relative ease and was shown to have like very great and excellent reaction time. That feat alone right there, I mean, Shigaraki ain't gonna dodge that. so not only does Shigaraki not have any reaction speed to it or whatnot, he's completely outclassed physically. That's the main thing. He's completely outclassed physically. You don't in an actual sense. Shigaraki is more of a preparation type. He prepares for everything. He analyzes his opponents. But even the fact that if he does analyze or he prepares, he has prep time, whichever one you rather defer, because I know that somebody's going to bring it up, he still would lose, because how can you touch something that you can't even react to, that you can't even see? So he's getting blitzed. Not only is he getting blitzed, he's getting his head cut off, with all his fingers cut off. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say Stain is no joke right now. I mean, Shigaraki has, he does have an OP hex, but if you can't touch him, if you can't react to him, if you can't see him, that means you're gonna already be dead before you even know it. Oh, Meiwa, Moshinderu. That's exactly what he's gonna say.
I'm sorry, but you are sounding like that weeb I just called you earlier. But anyway, continue.
First of all, you Shigaraki fanboy. We're not gonna get started on this.
But yes. Anyway, yes. To add on to what Pride was saying, yes. When it comes to Stain, he also has a big endurance feat. Let's do a comparison, shall we? When it comes to Shigaraki, when we first see him at USJ, he gets shot, and that's enough for him to want to plan to retreat and pretty much quit fighting. But when it comes to Stain got kicked in the ribs, punched in the face, and burned. But he's still able to somehow able to save Izuku when he's like really, really, really high up in the air, and still able to somehow still able to use that top tier agility and like physical prowess to be able to get him out of the air and kill that Nomu that was taking him away, and still be able to move off force of will alone. So it's tough to say this man has quite the bit of endurance as well.
What's funny, sorry to cut you off, but what's funny for some people who are a fan of my channel, I do cover Dragon Ball. That feat is very comparable to that of Gohan's feat in episode 90 of Dragon Ball Super. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Goku punches Gohan with the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. We don't know what multiplier, but he punches him with that. And even after getting punched by Goku Blue with the Kaioken, Gohan still has the sheer will to turn around in mid-flight and try to throw a punch at Goku. So just comparing that, think about that. This dude withstood a beating from all these three people who gained up on him and jumped him, because remember, he does kind of do worse in numbers, especially when it comes to the blood types. But overall, he still got up and took out a Nomu. You know what I mean? It was just sheer will alone. So I just wanted to bring that up.
I mean, yeah, I think a better comparison with that is more so Vegeta in the latest episode in 128. If you want to be even more accurate with it, Vegeta was going off of basically his sheer will. He didn't have no energy. He could not power up or anything. He was just going off of straight willpower, and he was going off of what he was thinking, But he was just attacking. I mean, Stain had broken ribs. He had punctured lungs. He was losing his consciousness. But he was able to still stand and still fight. He would still be able to fight. That just showed the willpower. I think that Vegeta in the latest episode of 128 is a good comparison with that of Stain. And MJ made a good point too about Gohan. So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're kind of. Isn't there something we can say about Shigaraki that kind of gives him somewhat of a chance?
I mean, the thing about Shigaraki is this: he's not his main thing is that he's not much of a fighter to begin with. He's more of a planner. Most of his things come from like really good planning.
I mean,
because honestly, every time he does anything with his abilities, it always comes from the fact that he has people with him. They all have a role to play, all that. So, but in a one-on-one combat, no, I don't really see him beating many people. To be honest, I don't see him winning fights because think about it. When he first shows up, he's fighting against he's trying to go against All Might. But his whole thing is that he's not really fighting All Might himself. He has the Nomu do it for him. And it's always there to protect him. There's never really been a time where our favorite villain, Shigaraki, has actually done any fighting.
Especially in a one-on-one situation against somebody like Stain, of all people, who I might want to add here that when he fought Todoroki, he was fighting a fresh Todoroki and also a Todoroki who was in the right mindset, because in the tournament, Todoroki was still kind of conflicted on using his second half, the other percentage of his power. And the fact that he fought a fresh Todoroki in the right mindset, he effortlessly, with ease, sliced through every ice, mountain or hill that Todoroki threw at him. So this dude, again, in close quarter combats, he has strength and speed that just far surpasses Shigaraki, and I hate to say it, but I think he washes, in my opinion. Y'all agree?
I mean, you're not wrong, and but it's not really like a bad thing, because it's like in most situations, it seems to me that Stain's going to win most of his fights anyway. The biggest instance of a situation where he'll lose is if it's multiple people at once, because his quirk, if he needs to use it, it will just pretty much paralyze them for a certain amount of time due to their blood type. And if there's more people there, or anyone who can stand up to him for any amount of time, that will indeed allow them to, say, recover, and he'll have to deal with more than one person at a time.
Agreed.
So honestly,
and before we are ranking,
yeah, I mean, you might be right. But yeah, it seems like we're all in accordance here, and I'm sure everybody knows. Yeah, so you all know what we think now. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Like, subscribe to these two. Show them some love, y'all. Right now is the time to plug yourself. So tell us where to go.
MJ, you can find me at MJTV. Just type that in the YouTube search bar, and I cover Dragon Ball, other anime. That's me. Thank you for having me, BG.
And Pride.
I am Pride of the Wave. You can find me on Twitter, at Pride of Wave 6853. And my YouTube is Pride of Wave. I am a Dragon Ball YouTuber, and I'm more so of a fictional YouTuber and a gamer. To be honest, I don't limit myself. So yeah,
their links will be below. Check them out. Have a good time, and we'll see you later.